Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to the channel of upright men and women.
So when you make the man them do them work, too much crime, I take over here, some people are going like say, and them are the lie, you know. See the liar! And they must take it by truth. Take on by truth. High and low place. God they on the throne. And if God they on the throne, this need to clean up. And the children them need to walk with pride and dignity. And them can't do it because we have some predator. I get to them and stop them in them track before time. These are the law of the earth. And if the law can't carry out the work in peace without interruption, somebody got to go. Someone got to go. Do your work with respect, pride, and dignity. Let no man stop you know, from execute righteousness upon earth. Who know the law? No other law, no they go do no. And then you back down. Thief and murderer are going to become the law. And you can't back down. Regardless of talk about the year. Stand up for the country and move the hands of wicked from around us. We don't care who them is. No one is above the law. No one is above the law, God. May I shake the kingdom of the wicked and put the grace of God upon the throne. Jamaica need to repair the damage. Damage mama, damage papa, and damage fitness. All let loose in the kingdom and do all manner of evil. It must be a stoppage to that. Can't control your son. Well, the law.
What you had seen there at the very beginning of the video is of a very decent, upstanding Jamaican citizen. A Jamaican who is tired of the killings, tired of the blood running in our streets. A patriotic Jamaican who is hoping to see his fellow countrymen and himself living in a much safer society. He was one of those individuals who saw it best, who thought it was in his best interest and in the best interest of his country to come out and support the men in blue. This man, simple as you take it, is one of our unsung heroes, and he deserved to have a cape like Captain Jamrock's cape. This man is a true patriot. He was speaking in middle of HWT at the HWT Transport Centre while the Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, were having a protest yesterday, Tuesday, April 29th. Now, for those who came in lately, the JFJ, which calls themselves a human rights group that advocate on behalf of some, I would say, dubious ideals about human rights, but only care about the human rights of gunmen, which is strange because I, on the other hand, do not consider gunmen to be human because I know how humans behave, and therefore I don't think gunmen deserve any rights. I think that the victims of gunmen and the prospective victims of gunmen are human and are the ones who deserve human rights. So we are on two diametrically opposed sides of the issue. But I'm going to go over to an interview that the head of the JFJ, Michael Jackson, had with the media, and I wanted to listen to what she had to say.
We have articulated to everybody that we've invited on our social media post that this is a peaceful protest. And that is why on the flyer, you see that being the biggest font size because we respect law and order. Public safety must be maintained, and anybody coming out in support of JFJ and the call that is being made must respect that. We've heard that there's going to be some counter protest, and I would hope that those who are doing the counter protest would respect law and order as well and be peaceful in whatever engagements you're doing. It's not an anti-police protest, let me be very clear. This is a pro-human rights, pro-accountability protest where we are reiterating our call for body-worn cameras and other systemic reforms. This is not a protest against the police. This is a pro-accountability protest that when the police is in conflict or we see controversial shootings, we know that there is independent account by way of the body-worn cameras and so on. That's all that we're doing.
Now, I'm going to unpack that, break it down, and see what we should actually make of it. One of the first things she said was that she was hoping that any Jamaican citizen who comes to that area where her protest is going on with the intention of having a counter protest, she's hoping that if they do come around, they would not break the law. Now, why would the people who are most in favor of supporting the police and law and order have any intention whatsoever of breaking the law? I think this was deliberately done as a diversion in order to let people think that they in the JFJ at their protest might become victims and that they are actually the ones in favor of law and order. Next thing she's saying is that it was not a protest against the police. So if it's not a protest against the police, what the hell is it? There is nowhere in this issue where you can sit on the fence or stay in the middle of the road. You're either with or against the police. You are either with or against gunmen. Where is the gray area in that? Also, you're claiming that it is a pro-accountability protest. What the hell does that mean within the context of this issue? Because as far as I'm concerned, the police is giving an excellent account of themselves. They have taken out so far 116 gunmen and watch crime dropped by 36%. What more accountability the country can ask for? As far as I'm concerned and as far as every decent citizen is concerned, that is accountability. As for your reference to controversial police killings, what makes a police killing controversial? Well, I don't know in her terms or how she view it, but I can tell my viewers and subscribers what in Jamaica makes a police killing controversial. A police killing in Jamaica is controversial when you see a whole pile of old jagabat come Black Road, bun tire, hold up backyard, and tell police to go suck them mama, then that police encounter becomes a controversial police killing. Now, as for body-worn cameras, there you go. You are trying to put up a shield for your gunmen. The last thing the police need at this time are body-worn cameras. We are not at that stage where we can act civilized enough for the police to have body-worn cameras. Body-worn cameras will prevent the police from cauterizing the incidence of the rivers of blood that's flowing through this country. Make no bones about it. There is a clear connection between the level of gunmen being killed by the police and the drastic drop in crime by 1/3. Something that has never happened in this country for over 30 years. These people in the JFJ are trying their very best to put up as many stumbling blocks as possible in the way of the police doing their job. And people still a ask, and me still a go tell you no say, decent people are extremely unlikely to be hurt by the police. If you leave your back door open at night, or when you run go check your back door if it's locked, does it come to your mind, say, hold on, let me lock my back door because police could have come in, come rob me? Is that how you really think? Is it police why you set up king alarm on your place, why you have security guard at your gate, and why you grill up your house? Is it protect against police? No, but a police are the enemy. But having said that, there will be one or two persons, we grill up them place and make sure so them place secure and them door lock at all times to prevent from police. But you wrong fi do your illegal thing that police are gonna come check you. We not talk about you. But decent people has nothing to fear from the police. Only criminals. And you know the sad thing about it? There does not appear to have been any family members of victims, so-called victims, involved in controversial police killings that were there at the protest. So, to me, this is just a group of busybodies who are seeking relevance and who do not care about what actually innocent and vulnerable victims of gunmen are going through. And let me make it quite clear. I am one of those who say drastic situations calls for drastic measures. And as we can see, drastic measures does work. 2 years ago, I implored the government. I said, government, here what I want to do. Here is how you can counter Indicom without doing anything by touching Indicom itself. All you have to do to Indicom to frustrate them totally is to overwhelm them with work and make sure not to give them any more personnel. Because once you overwhelm them that they cannot even investigate one case, because by the time they move from one set of gunmen dead, they can't even compile it nor investigate it properly because is moving on to the death of another gunman. And once you do it that way and they are so overwhelmed, they will not be able to bring any cases forward because there will be no case will be close to completion or so very little that the police will then have nothing to fear when it comes to doing their job. And as everybody know also, I have always said, kick off them door at 2 a.m. and dirt them. I have always made it quite clear. In other words, I am in full 100% support of extrajudicial killing by the police. Because as I said, we have a drastic situation and we have to take drastic measures. And there is one vlogger that comes out as extreme as I am, and that is Jamaica Young Police. Him say, preemptive strikes save lives. 100% with that. 100%. And by the way, there is something that we should not forget. And people, this is critical. This is critical. Connect the dots. Look at the people who supports the JFJ. J. Bryan. Yeah man, them lean people there. Where they play sword fight. Andre Stevens. Me still no know him or what. Wayne Lonesome. And of course, the People's National Party. People, connect the dots. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and looks like a duck, what is it? And finally, let me say this. Those people in the protest, they wore black because they are mourning. Who and what them a mourn for? Them a mourn for the gunman them. Who else? They would not hold up a placard for one innocent baby that had been killed by gunmen. And therefore, in their state of mourning, they wore black. And guess what? On Monday, when Jabari Johnson was killed, that TikTok, guy who was on TikTok live when he died, known as Baba King. The gunman who walked up behind him and killed him in cold blood. He wore black, full black. So in other words, he was really coming out one day early in support of the JFJ, his cumbolo in the JFJ. Birds of a feather flock together. Take heed, my people. Continue support truths and rights and justice, and support everything that can make you upright people and patriotic citizens of this country. Thanks for watching. Like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.